Hello and welcome back to a Fatha Oracle. I'm just cleansing our space before we begin. Today we're going to take the opportunity again to send love and healing and protective energy to the plant and tree spirits and ask if there's a message they would like to share with us. I'm using the Herbal Astrology Oracle Guidebook and cards today, beautiful cards, to reach out to the tree spirits and the plant spirits and see if they would like to share anything with us today. I'm going to cut the deck. I'm working in a very small space here, so please forgive me if you can't see everything. This is a work in progress. I'm new at this, and as I get better, it'll get better for you as well. Okay, number 44, Valerian, and the message is acceptance. Very interesting. We have a mouse, we have a mortar and pestle, we have a spirit being up in the clouds, we have what looks like lightning, some mountains, and a window. Very interesting. Let's see what the message of Valerian is for us. Before I read that, I would just like to stop and maybe take 3 deep breaths and let us center ourselves and just kind of drop into our heart space to receive whatever the message is. So let's put our hands on our heart, take a deep breath. Let's do 2 more, and as we do that, let's just take a moment and hold our breath as we inhale and just feel the heart expanding and pulling loving energy into our heart center through our breath. And let's just do 1 more breath, feeling ourselves calming, centering. Imagine the love energy from the universe coming in through your breath into your heart, filling all the cells in your body, shifting your vibration. Okay, let's look at the message from Valerian. Let's see what Valerian is. I'm not really familiar with this. Okay, the message is: ancient physicians referred to this plant as fu due to the pungency of its smell, referenced in text as smelly old socks. While other names of the plant, such as all-heal and cut finger, are common, the Latin origin of Valerian's name comes from valere, meaning to be strong and healthy. In medieval Sweden, Valerian was sometimes placed in the wedding clothes of the groom to ward off the envy of the elves and protect the marriage. It was said to be used by witches to protect and unbind those who were the target of evil spells. The Nordic goddess Hertha put Valerian in her riding crop, causing the stag she rode to increase in power and speed. In combination with the bridle of hops, Valerian is suspected to have helped facilitate the journey between realms, the liminal space often inhabited by witches or between waking and sleeping life. Both the Greeks and the Celts used Valerian to ward off evil, traditionally hanging it in bunches around windows to repel spirits and protect the home from lightning. They also used it to consecrate ritual tools, promote peace, provide purification, break hexes, and enhance stability and happiness. A growing number of clinical trials now show how various types of valerian improve sleep quality, alleviate insomnia, exhaustion, fatigue, and pain. Valerian resembles Neptune's archetype, as the herb powerfully, greatly relaxes the body and mind to experience deep states of rest, sleep, and even access to other worlds. Neptune is the planet of dreams, other realms, the subconscious mind, the psychic mind, imagination, and a fundamental connection to spirituality. Valerian assists us in abandoning the story that keeps us bound to one reality, allowing us access beyond our physical body into a greater mystical reality. Valerian supports us by widening our trigger points and helping us zoom out of a situation that might be overloading you with anxiety or stress. Remember, go easy on yourself and don't push yourself too hard to meet goals. Valerian remedies the internal parts of ourselves that can embody mouse energy when we're overly analytical and judgmental in high trigger mode. The message here is to take measure. Although your foundation can be established with great order, there's a certain amount of flow needed in order to enjoy creativity and growth. Don't exhaust yourself in the details. Embrace your imperfections. Wow. What jumps out to me is the protective quality of this and how some traditions were hanging it in bunches to ward off unwelcome spirits and break hexes and enhance stability and happiness. So, I mean, there's a lot here. There's a lot that we could pull out of this message for sure. Some of the shorter keywords in the beginning were order, loosening, acceptance, embracing imperfection, persistence, flow, triggerability, overambitious, self-criticism, perfectionist, self-judgment, and they all point to the astrological ruler of Neptune. But that's a wide spectrum of things. So feel free to take away whatever jumps out for you. What jumped out for me was definitely a protective nature, and calling on Valerian to help us loosen our grip, maybe, and call in protection and go with the flow. So I do believe, and I can't right now recall the title of the book, but I believe the author is Elliot Cowan. And if I have the correct book, I almost don't want to say it because I'm not sure if it's the correct book and the correct author because I don't have it in front of me, but there is a spirit medicine book, Spirit of the Plants, and some of the theory that the author puts forward, and again, I think it's Elliot Cowan, but I'm not positive, so I'm sorry if I have the wrong book. Somebody can correct me in the comments. But you know, we use essential oils and we burn sage and we do these things to enhance our rituals and add power and protection and all of those things, and they're all very important. But what do you do if you don't have access to anything physical? If I didn't have this piece of Palo Santo to smudge our space, and if I didn't have a candle to burn to, you know, just kind of create sacred space, what would we do? And in the book that I'm thinking of, and I'll find the book and correct myself if I'm wrong here. In the book, the author asserts that we can call on the spirit of the plant, that we don't even have to have sage or Palo Santo. We can call on the tree or the plant or whatever created that essential oil. Like maybe it's lemon oil that you want to utilize, but you don't have lemon oil. You can reach out to the essence of the lemon tree and ask the lemon tree to provide you with what you need. We can connect to these other realms and worlds and actually call on the spirits of the plants and animals themselves. I mean, we don't always have animal spirits here. You know, if you want to call on cougar medicine or turkey medicine or lion medicine. Most of us don't have a lion hanging around in our house, as a pet. So we have to call on the spirit of them. And it's really no different with the plants. And I do believe this author is on to something. And I do believe that we can connect to those plants and we can call in their medicine. If there's a certain tree medicine that you want to work with, I know pine tree, white pine specifically, makes a really good tea that can help detox your body from all kinds of interesting things that might be harmful. And I don't want to trigger anything in the algorithm, so I won't go any farther than that. But if you don't have access to white pine to make a tea, maybe you just sit in meditation and through your heart space, reach out to the pine tree, the white pine tree, and ask with gratitude and with some humility, I would suggest, ask that tree spirit to come and provide you with the healing that you need through its medicine, even if you don't have the physical tea to drink. So that's just a suggestion, just something I've come across, something that I feel will help us moving forward as we really understand all the realms around us and all the ways that things interconnect and how we can reach out to each other through the quantum space and call in things that we need when we need them. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to send loving healing energy to the Valerian plant. And I'm going to thank it for coming through today with a message. And I'm going to ask the Valerian plant to work with me specifically to help me go with the flow, to provide protection to my home and my space and my family and my animals. And I'm also going to ask Valerian that if there are any untoward, wow, the energy is really picking up. If there are any untoward spirits or any spells or hexes or vexes or whatever, voodoo, whatever bad energy, if there's any in my space or any that's been sent to me specifically, or to any of us, certainly only do this if you agree and you consent. You can join me in this intention that I'm going to ask Valerian to cleanse and clear my space, and I'm going to ask it to provide protection, and I'm going to ask it to break any and all spells or castings or hexes or vexes or bad energy or intentions that other people may be sending my way, whether I know it or I don't. Usually we don't even know. It doesn't even have to be in this lifetime. It could be another lifetime. But I'm going to ask Valerian to break those spells and contracts that I didn't agree to, or if they've run their course, that I no longer consent, and to remove my energy from that, to call back all my energy back to me. And if anyone is sending negativity or unfortunate energy, that rather than mirror that and send it back to them, I ask that it be transmuted into a higher form of energy, potentially love or compassion, and return to them in that form. So let's take another deep breath. Let's put your hand on your heart. feel gratitude for the message and for the plant spirit that came through today to provide assistance to us, even as we're sending love to this plant spirit family. I don't know much about Valerian, or I would share more about the plant itself. Maybe you'll feel called to look it up and work with that. There's a lot of energy here. Certainly in the world right now, there's a lot of, I guess I would call it loose cannon energy out there, rogue energy. And even when people don't mean to send negative energy, just their bad thoughts or jealous thoughts, or they didn't like your outfit, or people don't realize that all of those little things are like little arrows, little darts, little thorns that can poke someone else. So really be mindful and look at your thoughts. And if you're on automatic pilot and you think something about someone, or I know I caught myself the other day driving, I got all bent out of shape about somebody not putting a turn signal on, and I'm thinking, is that really the biggest thing ever? You know, there wasn't an accident, nothing bad happened, and that person might have just been, you know, thinking about something else, or changing the channel, or having a struggle that day, and I didn't need to get all caught up in it. So I've been trying to pay attention, and so maybe that'll help some of you also. All right, so our energy is complete. I want to thank you so much for being here. I hope this was a blessing to you in some way. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening or morning, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Take care.